Chomskian Revolution in linguistics suggests that we're born with this linguistic silver spoon in our mouths, the capacity to acquire language, that nature has given us this head start on language. It also does seem to go beyond language. It seems that at heart a more democratic, a more optimistic view of humankind.
Could come out of it. I don't want to push it too hard, because when you get beyond language and some aspects of vision and a few other things, real scientific knowledge begins to drop off very fast. And we're back in the area where we started at the beginning, looking at literature and history and experience and intuition and so on. But it can be used as the basis for a rather optimistic view, and indeed was. If we go back to the Enlightenment again, these connections of this kind were in fact drawn, for example, by Humboldt and Rousseau, who I mentioned earlier, who developed a kind of an optimistic view of human nature. The idea that that human nature is based on what was later called an instinct for freedom, a drive to be free, creative, outside, free of external constraints and so on. And that indeed came from a basically Cartesian picture saying that that fundamental aspects of human nature, in particular human freedom, are simply outside the range of any mechanism. That at the core of human nature is what was called, as far back as the 16th century, a generative capacity. A capacity to create, to innovate, to construct from the resources of your own mind the principles on which your knowledge is based, and in fact to construct new thoughts, to express new thoughts. The idea that the intelligence is a generative faculty in this sense goes back at least to the late 16th century and was developed richly in the Cartesian Revolution and later picked up by the Romantics and in the Enlightenment and entered into political theory in a way which is rather natural, though by no means proven. The belief that at the core of human nature is this drive for self-fulfillment under conditions of free action, undertaken by oneself and out of one's own volition. So from the point of view of, say, Humboldt again, every person is at heart an artist, and if they act, a craftsman, let's say, who acts under his or her own volition, is an artist. If the same craftsman does the same thing under external control, as Humboldt puts it, we may admire what he does, but we hate what he is.